Okay, let me be honest with you real quick. There were days I wanted to actually quit this content thing. There were days I deleted most of my posts just because I felt it wasn't good enough and I wasn't good enough to be saying those stuff. There were days I also stayed up in my room, just crawled in my bed, even when I had something to say. I knew I had potentials. I knew I had something to actually deliver, but I just couldn't. I would hold myself back from saying what I knew was right just because I didn't feel anybody was going to listen to me or would want to hear what I have to say. Now, that is what low self-esteem actually feels like. If you have ever been in this position and if you are currently in this position, I just want you to know that you are not alone, but you don't also have to stay there. Hi my loves, welcome back to my YouTube channel. And if you are seeing this video for the very first time, my name is Siska, and like I would always say, we always have a good time here. And today I'll be sharing something very interesting and personal to you guys, and I hope it is going to also help you in the long run. And that is how I started overcoming self-esteem and how I know you can too. So if you want to see more of this video, right, I would want you to subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow up the amazing content I will be dropping. So without wasting much of our time, I would like to get into the topic of today. First, you need to understand what low self-esteem actually is. Low self-esteem is not loud. It is not, oh, I hate myself, or oh, I feel like punching myself sometimes. Low self-esteem is that quiet voice that keeps telling you you are not smart enough, you are not as smart as you think, or you probably would fail, so why try? Stay back and rather just stay quiet. And slowly, these voices, right, eventually turn into your reality. But here is one thing I have learned over time. Low self-esteem is not your personality. It is a wound. It's just like a wound. And let me tell you, my love, just as wounds heal, low self-esteem also heals. Recently, I was watching a video of a man, right, where he was talking about how a certain lecturer made him actually feel average while he was still schooling. And because of that, he shifted back and eventually he stayed quiet in class, even when other lecturers would come to the class and ask questions and he knew the answers. He would stay back. He would rather just keep quiet, and that has affected him in a long run, even in his businesses, his social life, and otherwise. And that is what low self-esteem does. It makes you shrink yourself and, just sideline yourself. So on that note, I will be giving you 5 steps that can actually help you overcome your self-esteem. And trust me when I say these also helped me, and I know it is definitely going to help you. Now, the first step is being able to know where your low self-esteem actually came from. I wasn't born with low self-esteem, and nobody was too. Maybe it came from childhood trauma, rejection, being overlooked, or even social media pressure. Until you are able to realize where it came from, it will keep controlling you no matter how hard you try. Here is one truth that nobody gets to talk about often. Your self-esteem wasn't destroyed in a day. It was probably chipped away over time. So the healing also takes time. But trust me, it starts with awareness. It starts with identifying how it came about. Now, I want you to do one thing for me. Take a journal, right? Ask yourself these questions. When did I start doubting myself? Whose voices play in my head whenever I felt small? Trust me, naming them, it helps you separate your voice from the voices that actually wounded you. The second part of overcoming low self-esteem is stop being your own bully. The way you talk to yourself really matters, trust me. That is what either breaks you or builds you up. If every time you make a mistake, for example, you probably beat yourself out about it, saying words like, oh, I messed up, or I always don't get it right, or nobody would trust me or like me. Trust me, your mind will automatically adjust and you will start believing and living the reality of what you are saying. My dear brothers and sisters, that was what actually happened to me. So, what did I do different? I had to start catching those thoughts and I started replacing them with truths like, I am learning, so I am allowed to fail. One bad moment doesn't define who I really am. I am still worthy even when I messed up things, and I know I'm going to get it right when I try next time. Now, these are called affirmative reframing. And yes, honey, it feels weird at first. Trust me, I'm not even going to lie to you, but over time, you will start believing in yourself and the way you wish other people would actually believe in you. The third step to overcoming your low self-esteem is keeping your promise to yourself. Now, here's the real game changer, right? Do what you say you are going to do. Confidence is not just about feeling, it's self-trust. And self-trust is actually not built in a day, it is built over time. Every time you say, I am going to wake up tomorrow early morning, and you actually do, right? You build trust. Imagine if you do that every time. Imagine, for instance, you say, oh, I'm going to film one video this week, and you follow up through. Trust me, you are honestly going to be building yourself. But when you constantly break your promises, right? Even the small ones, you start feeling like we cannot rely on ourselves. Start small. Let me tell you something, just start small. One task per day, right? One win per day. That is all you need. Trust me when I say this, consistency breeds confidence. You cannot lie down in your bed hoping to build confidence when you actually have not tried something, when you don't put yourself out there. Let me tell you something, the first step to actually gaining confidence is speaking up, actually speaking up for the first time. And from there, you start gaining confidence and you start wanting to actually do more for yourself. Fourthly, I want to say this. I would hold your hands when I say this. Stop comparing yourself with other people. See, let me tell you one thing. Nothing steals your self-esteem, right? Faster than comparison. You go on social media and suddenly everybody is prettier, everybody is smarter, more successful than you are, or even more confident. You start to shrink yourself and you start to believe social media, forgetting that social media is just one side of the story and most times it's not actually even true. Mute those noise, unfollow people. See, unfollow the pressure, focus on your pace, focus on your own growth, and focus on your own lane. You don't need to be better than anybody. You don't need to be better than your friends. You don't need to be better than whoever you are admiring. You just need to be better than the old version of yourself. Like I always say, do not compare your first step to somebody else's 100th step. That person has actually put in so much work to be where they are today. And trust me, honey, if you start now, you are going to get there and you are going to write your story and you will be glad and you eventually feel fulfilled. Stop letting low self-esteem hide your confidence. Stop letting low self-esteem make you, shy away from responsibilities that you are going to shine bright if you actually do that thing. It's not as if you don't have the idea. It's not as if you don't have the potential. You constantly, have and think about what could actually be. You have the potential. You even have great ideas in your mind, like you have buckled up a lot of great ideas, but you cannot start anything. You cannot even do anything for yourself. That is what we call brain masturbation. When you constantly have ideas in your head and you cannot even execute just one of it. You keep hoarding them, hoping that eventually you would get out of that state and you start, building. It doesn't work like that. You actually have to start before you even start gaining confidence, right? Last but not the least, I will tell you this for free. Do one brave thing for yourself every week. It doesn't have to be two, just one. The best way to actually build self-confidence is through evidence. If you have evidence of what you are doing and you look back at it, you constantly gain confidence. You want to do more, you want to be more, and you want to actually grow more and, just head to the next level. See, let me tell you something, right? You can journal, you can do whatever you want, you can even pray or even affirm these things that I say. But if you don't start, if you don't take the first step, if you don't take the first leap, you are going to be stuck where you are. That content that you said you were going to post that last time, what are you waiting for? Post that content. There is no harm in trying. That question that has been lingering in your mind that you have been wanting to ask for a very long time, ask them. Ask necessary questions. You don't have to build confidence by avoiding discomfort. You cannot build confidence by avoiding the discomfort. You build it by actually surviving it. And the more you actually show up afraid, or the more you show up afraid to actually do things and still move forward with that thing, the louder your self-esteem actually gets. I would like to wrap this up by saying this. Low self-esteem is not your destiny. It is not permanent. It's just a part of your story. It's not the whole book. That version of you that wants to be bold, that wants to be confident, that wants to be grounded, that is the real you. They are already in you. You are not creating anything new. You are not creating someone new. You are just returning to who you actually really are, beneath the doubt and the fear and the pressure and everything. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Be patient with yourself, most importantly, and above all, don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on your dreams. Don't, because of low self-esteem, hide yourself. Start by actually doing one of these 5 things that I have just mentioned so far. Don't, because of low self-esteem, miss out on the opportunities you actually would have benefited from. So my loves, on this note, we have finally come to the end of this very interesting section. And if you know this video actually helped you, if you watched to the end of this video, please, I beg you, subscribe to my YouTube channel and also share and comment down below. And if you know anybody that is struggling with their low self-esteem, that are hiding their self, please do well to share this video to them and help them in one way you can actually. That's it for now, guys. See you in my next episode. I love you guys so much. Bye.